we are live.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. And how are we all today? Trust you are good. We apologize that we are starting a bit late. And thank you very much. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're calling from or connecting from. My name is Dr. Itoro Bolu. I'm a director at TechQuest STEM Academy. And joining me soon would also be Emmanuel Lobijo from South Sudan, who is the founder and director of Junub Open Space. And at the moment, we have Olumide Aderiwale here. He's the operations manager at TechQuest. So we're hoping to have a wonderful session. Good morning.
I'm super excited to have you join us. Good morning or good afternoon.
Yeah, so thank you very much once again for accepting to be part of our program. We look forward to engaging with you, and we also hope to learn from each other. So before we go on, we'd like you to introduce yourself in the comments section. Tell us your name, where you're connecting from, and what type of business you have. And while we go into that, we would ask Olumide to just give a general run-through of this platform, Webinar Jam, and how to engage with it. So over to you, Olumide.
Good morning, everyone, again. So the sessions or the general sessions for the FESP program are going to be happening on Webinar Jam, right? Webinar Jam is a webinar software that works in your browser, and you probably have known by now. So it's just like regular conferencing software like everybody's used to, or most people are used to, like Zoom, Google Meet, and the likes, right? For those of you yet to start the broadcast, please just click on Start the Broadcast, and then you'll be able to join us. The chat section is where we interact and get feedback, right? So if you have any comments, you're trying to introduce yourself, or you want to send us a question or anything, you do that in the chat section, right? That's pretty much it about Webinar Jam, right? About the chat, let me just indicate that there are two ways you can send the chat. You can either send the chat as regular chat, or you could send us a question. So if you see either on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, or whatever device you're using, by the bottom right section of your screen, right, you see a button that currently shows chat mode, right? So it would be great if you, when you want to ask us questions, you toggle the chat mode off. So if you just click on the button that says chat mode, it changes to Q&A mode, right? So if you toggle the Q&A mode on, it will be easy for us, right, the hosts or the speakers to easily identify which ones are questions versus which ones are comments. All right, so regular chat, if you have a specific question that you'd like to ask the speakers, please turn on the Q&A, toggle on the Q&A mode so that we can easily identify when looking through the chat boxes, the chat room that, oh, this is a question intended for us, different from a regular chat message or a comment based on what is being said. I think that pretty much is everything you need to know about Webinar Jam. At certain times, we might need to bring specific members of the audience up to the live stage. That's when you see the request to speak button. But currently in this orientation, we are not going to be doing that, okay? So for subsequent classes where we want to get actual feedback, we want to bring you to the top stage, right? Like I or Dr. Itoro currently is in. You just click on the request to speak button, our admins approve that, and then you get invited to the live stage. But apart from that, the regular chat is how you interact with us, and also the forums that we're going to be explaining later. I think that's pretty much everything we need to know about Webinar Jam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olumide. So we will just go right into it, and I'll give a brief discussion on, I'll just tell you a little bit about the FESP program. I'll share my slides. Apologies, it's presenting. Once again, our apologies. It seems to be presenting in a different format now, but we'll get that fixed as soon as possible. So the FESP, the Female Entrepreneurship Support Program, is a collaborative program by TechQuest STEM Academy, and that's in Nigeria, and Junub Open Space in South Sudan. So it's a collaborative initiative by two hubs, and this is part of the AfriLabs Capacity Building Program that is funded by the Agence de Française de Dévelopment through the Digital Africa Seed Fund. This program is mainly for female entrepreneurs, so females that are already in business, and also for women-led startups. We want to engage females also, and then also for females that intend going into business but haven't actually started. So the aim of the program is to empower female entrepreneurs, and we hope that by the end of this program, we'll be able to build capacities in terms of the knowledge and skills that you currently have. And also, we hope that by the end of this, you will take advantage of the networks of the mentors that are there that will provide, and also learn from other entrepreneurs and build your individual networks. We'll also be discussing how to access markets through networking, and also we'll make available our business clinics where you have opportunities to interact with the mentors. So like I said, the aim is to empower females, and hopefully by the end of this, we'll be able to promote innovation and build your capacities. So what do we hope that by the end of this program that you would gain? We hope that by the end of the program, we'll be able to increase the number of female entrepreneurs that are there. So also trying to help those that haven't started or intend starting, and also to help and further develop your current businesses as it is, and provide resources that you'll be able to use. Also, you will provide mentoring and networking opportunities that I have mentioned. And we hope that you'll be able to develop your skills that you currently have. And some other things that we hope to improve digital literacy so that you can leverage the current technologies that are there. At the moment, most things have gone digital, and we need to make use of more of the resources that we have in terms of marketing, thinking around digital marketing and how to collaborate more. We would also be going into all of that during the course of the program. So the structure of the program, this program, the capacity building program and the coaching sessions will last for 3 months, and it will be running once a week. So we would have like a general meeting like this once a week, where we would have mentors, 3 or 4 mentors, 2 to 4 mentors that will come up every week and touch on different aspects. We'll share the schedule later on the different topics that will be taken across the 3 months. And also the courses, some of the things that will be covered, we'll also look into advertising, sales, delivery, how to gain potential clients, how to retain your current clients, how to map out your customers, and how you could engage stakeholders. So these are some of the things that we'll be discussing, and we'll also touch a lot on financial management, how to improve the business, and then look at how you can improve the finances of your business in terms of assets and also accounting of your business. So the mentor-mentee interactions, you would have the opportunity you'll be paired with individually with mentors, but also you have access to our list of mentors. We have over 70 or 80 mentors in different areas with different specializations. So you will have access to them, and during the business clinics, you'll be able to book appointments depending on your area of need for your business and have conversations with our mentors. And then the list of the mentors will come up by today is Tuesday. By Thursday, we'll have the list of the mentors up on the website And then I will just go on and talk about the tools that we'll be using. Some of the tools that we will be using, like I mentioned, we'll be using this platform for the general class. So that's this webinar jam. Olumide has described a bit about how to use it in case you're not very familiar with it. There are chat boxes. We'll take some questions. So please, as we have mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, and we would address that. Yes, so we'll be booking sessions. We'll use Google Meet, and we'll also create classrooms and send you classroom codes for the Google Classrooms where you could have discussions with other entrepreneurs. We will use Google Meet to schedule the meetings that you would have with your mentors. And also the software we'll be using to schedule your individual sessions will be peak time. The weekly sessions that we'll be having them every Tuesday by 10 a.m. And as I mentioned, we would have at least 2 to 4 mentors every week, different mentors every week that will come and share their experiences and some of their expertise. And then you get the opportunity to ask them specific questions as related to your businesses. And in that way, we'll be able to also learn from each other while we go through the individual sessions that we would have, that each of you would have with your mentors. And then the videos of it that will be done every week. We will make them available to the participants. So it will be made available at least one day after, and not later than one day after the presentation, just so that you could have it. And we would also provide a checklist of documents that you need to submit. We will be doing regular tasks every week. We would have some tasks that will be done as related to your businesses. And while we do that, you would be meeting with the mentors every 2 weeks. So within those 2 weeks, you'll be able to work on your business and implement some of the things that you've learned. And at the same time, you now have opportunities to meet with the mentors, but you also have the Google Classroom avenues where you could ask questions, and we and some of our mentors will be available real time to respond to those questions. Okay. So that's just the general structure of it. But for us to be able to ensure that you get the best out of the session, there are some tasks that would require you to do before the next session, where we would start having some mentors present, and you'll be able to ask your questions. So the first task that we will have you do, and which I think we have put it in the previous mail, is for you to create a bio of yourself, and then you tell us a bit about your business. So I'm believing that everybody has created their bio and they had submitted it online. And if you've not been able to submit it, we would send after the session, we'll send a link where you'll be able to submit your bios. And we'd like you to tell us a bit about your businesses, your different businesses, which area, which sector are you involved in, what is your business about. And while we are doing that, the main thing is we want you to be able to articulate what your business is about, so that it's easy for you to explain that to the mentors, the different mentors. And it also helps you to think about your business from particular perspectives. So we'd like you to explain who are your target markets, who are the people that your business serves, what demographics, are they for females, are they for children, are they tech related? So we'd like you to identify who your target market is, and why should they adopt it. So while you are thinking about why they should adopt the kind of business you have, you should also think about is any reason why they should not adopt your business. So because a lot of times there are some businesses that when you start it, you think of all the great things that could happen with your business, but you have to also think about what are the competitive products that are there, the competitive services or products. So you need to be able to articulate why people should use your products or your services, or why shouldn't they? Like, are there competitive products or services? And is there any particular reason why they should choose yours over that? So if we're able to articulate that, and this it shouldn't take more than 200 to 300 words. So the idea is to be able to express it very simply so that one can understand, but also it helps you reflect on it, and you're able to communicate that to even your potential customers or people that you're trying to engage. So that's the first task about your business. We'd like to know more about your business, who your target market is, and why should people adopt that. We would send this list, we'll send the list of the requirements again, just so that you would have it, but also the recordings will be available. Let me see if we have questions around this.
I think the prompt of the questions we've had is about the links to send their bio. Everyone, please just expect an email from us, all right? We'll verify the link. We'll send you the link for you to submit your bios for those who are yet to submit that.
Okay. So that's the first task. The second task that we would want you to do, okay, in articulating what your business is about, is what gap are you addressing? What gap is there in the market? Why is your business or your product or your services needed? So we're not asking you to just describe the general what you do, but we want to know why you are doing it. What solutions are you what problems are you trying to solve? Is there a problem you're trying to solve, or is it just something you just wanted to go into? But I think even if you just wanted to go into it, you should think around why you are doing that, and be able to explain what gap you are trying to address. So like I mentioned earlier, the reason we are doing all these tasks is just so that it can be easy for the mentors to be able to run through your profile and where your business is at and what challenges you currently have. And that way they'll be able to provide more impactful solutions or ideas to your different businesses. So, well, as I had mentioned, you are not going to look at just the whole business as it is, but focus on the solutions that you are providing. So what is that solution, or what is that product that you have, and what is innovative about it? How is it unique? It could be in terms of context, where it is being used. It could be how it is being used. It could be who is using it. They are talking about the people that are using your services. So the innovation could come around any of those aspects. Innovation could be on the product or service itself. But you need to think around that and be able to identify what is unique about your product or your services. Why is it innovative? So this is the second task that you will do. And all these tasks, we are trying to do prepare them as against next week, when you will have the sessions with the mentors. So we want you to take this week to think around those bits and write it out, articulate it. Then the third task is to identify your value propositions. So all of these, they still kind of like tie around what are you doing, why is it important, why should people use it, and who should be using it. So your value proposition, it describes the value that your business provides. It's very important to be able to identify this. Who are your target customers? So in a way, by the time you do the 3 different tasks, you will see that there is some repetition or some themes that will come out across the 3. Then you can now provide a summary at the end that incorporates the different aspects. Sorry, there's an error. Why do you need it, and who should use it? So like I'd also mentioned, your value proposition should be able to tell you the target customer. Oh, you are preparing this, you have this product for young children that are out of school, that it helps them, for example, it helps them to be able to engage and do practical hands-on activities, okay? And unlike other places where they have to engage online, so something like that. So it's just identifying the value proposition of your specific product or service, or services as the case may be, if you have a couple of them that you need to run through. So you need to identify your value proposition also. So I would start, those are the 3 tasks that we are going to, we would ask you to prepare. And while we do all of that, we would like to take some questions. So let's see if we have any questions on either the structure or on the task. Do we have questions?
I don't think so yet. I think what a couple of people have been asking was about a break. So I think we could just, in case anybody has an issue, maybe there's a break hearing us at any point, please just try to refresh the session within your browser, right? It's probably an internet issue typically. And once you refresh it, it should be resolved.
Yes.
Sumaya is asking if there's a deadline for submission for these tasks.
Okay, so we'll be having the sessions every week on Tuesdays. So we hope that before the end of the week, that's latest on Saturday, you will have submitted this task so that we are able to share it with the mentors before they come for the sessions, or they start engaging from next week.
Okay. There's another question from Temilolua. Temilolua is asking, these 3 tasks, should they be in one format or document, or different documents?
No, the 3 tasks, they could be in one document. So you just need maybe like a Word document, and then you just put task 1, task 2, task 3. And then you just try and answer the 3 of them. And you will notice that by the time you answer those 3 different, by the time you answer those questions, you will have a general theme, and you'll be able to express in less than 5 sentences what your business is about and why it is very important. So this is very important because the sessions you have with the mentors, we want you to maximize the time that you would spend with them, rather than having to think around your business and trying to articulate what you do and why you are doing it. Then it is also important to start thinking around the specific challenges that you are having in your business. So we didn't add that, but I think it's also important to maybe note 1 or 2 challenges that you are having in your business, such that the mentors too, we could see which of the mentors are best suitable to address those questions. We will put up the profiles of the different mentors, and then you could run through their profile and decide which of them you think also might be useful for you during the business clinic hours that we would have in between the Tuesday sessions. So also the other thing is that the mentor engagement, it will be dependent on your availability and the mentor availability. So, but you are all required to have a minimum of 15 minutes a week, minimum of 15 minutes a week with a mentor that has been assigned to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Toro. There's a question from Inu Midun about doing a recap on the assignments, the 3 tasks that were requested or that we asked them to do during the week.
Okay, thank you, Inu Midun. So the first task is about your business. So you start about yourself, what you do, and what is your business about. So you're almost like describing what your business is about. And then we want you to identify your target market. Who is going to use your product or services, or who or what, because it could be, it doesn't have to necessarily be a person. It could be a service you are providing, maybe like for the government or for schools. So you need to identify who that target market is. Could it be for a particular sector? So identify the sector and the demographics. And sometimes it would be good if you could dig into that demographic. Is it for example, are your products for women? Is it for older women? Is it for younger women? Is it for girls? So you need, the more you can identify the specific demographic group, the clearer it is for you to be able to look at the solution and identify, does this solution serve this group in the way you want it? So you should, while you are also identifying your target group, you should also be able to identify why should they use your service or your product. And if they are going to use it, why shouldn't they use it? Because that means you also, while you are also looking at the reason why they are are going to use your services, you should also identify, is there any risk or is there any reason why someone wouldn't use your product or services? It's important to think about this, because when you think about why people should not use it, you'll be able to innovate, or you'll be able to provide solutions and bridge that gap, because it is a gap why people should not use your services. So you could actually even come up with complementary services that could make people use it. So that's why it's important for you to be able to identify that. It will help the mentors also to be able to evaluate your business and then provide suggestions or their thoughts around your business. So that's the first task. The second task is the gap that your business is addressing. What is the problem? Is there a general problem? Is there a specific problem that your product or your service is addressing? And as I had said earlier, don't focus on, oh, I just do this. This is what my business is. I'm into cybersecurity. Or is there a particular problem that your business is solving? You need to identify that problem. And then while you identify it, you should be able to articulate what is the solution that you are providing. What is the solution or service that you are providing or product that you are providing that addresses these issues? And why? What is innovative about it? Is it something new? Is it something that a lot of people already have? Is that, and if it is something that a lot of people already have, why is your own different? How is your own different? You should be able to articulate this and explain that. So that's the second task. The third task is on your value proposition. Value proposition is very important, particularly when you are seeking capital. It's very, very important. You should be able to explain what value that your business provides. And you should be able to identify, like I said, who your target customers are. And the more you're able to identify the demographics, the better it is for someone to be able to understand and look into your business model and understand what you're trying to do. And then, what do they need it for and why is it needed? So it's a bit different from what the solution is. It is, why are they going to use that particular product? And then, like I said, you should look at the competition and what it is not like in the market, or what it is like and why it is different. So again, it takes you back to what is innovative about your solution. So those are the three aspects that I mentioned earlier. So it's very important that we address all of this. So do we have more questions?
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Toro. Yeah, there's a question from Chidiogo. Please, does running a business like redistribution or sub-distribution or wholesale of FMCG goods fall into your ideal business entrepreneurship? So she's asking if a business like redistribution fall into our ideal context of entrepreneurship.
Yes, it does. But what are you redistributing? What are you redistributing, and who are you redistributing it to?
Okay.
So those are questions that you think around.
Yes, FMCG goods, fast-moving consumer goods. Yeah.
Yes. So that is still a bit generalized. You need to, what particular FMCG goods are you concentrating on, and why those particular ones? Why are you not doing some of the other ones that are there? What are the competitions that you have there? Why should people come and patronize you or your services?
All right.
So
Thank you so much.
those are the kind of questions. Those are things that you need to think around.
Yeah, there's a question from Oluwafunmilola. We would like to know the duration. I think we said earlier that it was 3 months. It's a 3 months program. We promised to send all the tasks. Thank you, Leslie, for pointing out the tasks for people who didn't get it initially. We've also promised that we'll send you the links to submit the bios and do all subsequent communications needed to you by emails. There's a question from Maury.
Yes. Okay, just before you take that, let me go back on the duration. Because it's a 3 month course, every week we would have a 1 hour session on Tuesdays by 10, where we would have mentors from different fields who would come and discuss or share their experiences, and you have opportunities to ask them questions live. And also that's the live sessions, but you now have the individual mentoring sessions where you schedule appointments. You'll be paired with some mentors, but you also have access to other mentors depending on the area of specialty that you are interested in. So you'll be able to book appointments with them. And then you have at least a minimum of 15 minutes a week with a mentor to discuss your business. So please go ahead, Olimide. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I believe it does. Thank you, Doctor. Maureen asked if retail pharmacy falls into the group of the entrepreneurship businesses we're talking about.
So I think the first question I will ask, the reason why I'm asking the questions back is just so that you can think around it. So really, you could actually create a business around almost anything. So for this, you ask yourself, what services or what product or what are you doing? What is different about it? How are you? Is there a gap you are feeling? If there's a gap you are feeling, then you are providing either a product or a service. And if you build a business around that, then you are an entrepreneur. And you are working for yourself, or you have a business that you are leading.
All right, thank you very much, there's a question from Munirat asking if at the end of the program they are going to be certified. Well,
so we wouldn't be providing certificates per se. What we could do is we could give you a certificate of participation, because this is a mentorship program where you are discussing or interacting on personal businesses. So it's not a certification that you will get, but we would give you a certificate of participation.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Rihanna is asking if attendance is mandatory for the general mentoring class.
So while we can't enforce attendance, we just believe that it would be useful to attend the sessions as much as you can, or actually try and attend all the sessions. One, because we have these mentors that are taking out their time to look into your businesses or to have discussions around your businesses. So it would be a bit unfair not to try and make an effort to be around and listen to what they have to say. That's one thing. And the other thing, it would be very useful to you and your businesses to be able to learn from what other people have done in related situations or circumstances, or even share from their wealth of knowledge, because not all of us have the same level of expertise, but we have very experienced mentors, and I would also be learning from them. So I think it is very useful and very helpful if we try and attend all the sessions as much as we can.
All right. I think there's a question from Fatima Adamu asking if we are likely to get grants to boost our various businesses for those who might be interested.
So at the moment, for this particular program, we're not giving out grants, but what we will do is that we have mentors that some of their specialties are in fundraising and how to raise capital. So I think it's very useful if we would provide the schedule of the topics that will be taken every week, and it will be very useful to attend those sessions, particularly around the ones on fundraising and raising capital for your business. So I think that would help and provide information and possible resources that you could harness for your business towards capital.
All right, I think that's everything about the questions. Okay, there's a question from Lillian asking, I run a non-profit organization. Do you help such?
Yes, so non-profit organizations, they are still businesses. And while they are not for profit, they are definitely not for loss either. So you need to be able to run it efficiently, and it needs to be sustainable. So these classes are also very useful. And like I said, while it is not for profit, you shouldn't be making loss. If not, you would run out of business and you wouldn't be able to continue. So yes, they are applicable and they are very helpful, these courses. Some of the experiences that will be shared, they transcend what type of business it is, whether it is for profit or not for profit.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Itoro. I think that's everything about the questions plugged in the chat today.
Okay, so that is great. Unfortunately, we've not had Emmanuel here. Emmanuel is one of the partners on this collaboration from Junub Open Space. So like I had mentioned earlier, this program is a collaboration between TechQuest STEM Academy here in Nigeria and Junub Open Space in South Sudan. So we would like you to, for more information about all of this, we would like you could visit our website And then we also have, we would be putting up the sessions on our YouTube channel. So it will be available for you whenever you need it. And we'll be posting more information about this on our social media channels. So these are the social media channels for TechQuest STEM Academy. We'll also be posting them on Junub Open Space and the media channels there. So once again, at the end of this session, we would send a mail that provides the link where you could upload your bio and start providing responses to the tasks that have been provided. And then we'll also provide documentation and things around. We'll provide a consent form just so that we are able to take pictures and do some of these recordings that we need to do to put them online. So we would appeal to you to please sign the consent document and read through. And if at any point in time you would want to withdraw your consent, you'll be able to do that. But once we've published things around pictures in written print, it might be difficult to call that back. But we would call back any images of you that we've used online should you decide you don't want your images to be there. And finally, before we go, if there are still no other questions, we would also, like we said, we'll create, we have Google Classroom codes that we would share where you could also engage with each other and discuss particular topics. So what the Google Classroom would have, it will be divided into the different subject areas, things around financial management, access to capital. So if you have discussions or comments around that, you could also drop that in the chat box there or the discussion group there. And also feel free to send us emails should you have concern at any point in time. We have our emails here. You could send it to community@tqstem.org, or you could send it to info@junubopenspace.org, junubOS. Okay, so let's, before we close, we'll just check through if we still have any more questions or comments around the program. Olumide, do we have any more questions? Okay, I think it's maybe that's a network issue. And once again, before we finish, we would like to say many thanks to AfriLabs that have made this capacity building program possible. We thank them very much. And we look forward to your participation in the program. We hope that you get the best of it and you also learn from each other. And don't forget to build networks as you go along. And then find out what other people are doing, other entrepreneurs are doing, and also interact, because we have participants, entrepreneurs from Nigeria here, and we also have a lot of entrepreneurs from South Sudan. So we could also learn from each other what are happening within our countries and across countries also. So please make use of the opportunities that are there, and we hope to see you next week.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ekdoro. Thanks to everyone that joined us today. Apologies, I had a little internet glitch. All right, bye everyone.